So hello, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I plan on starting a series where I plan on doing a full walkthrough guide to beating Grounded. Now I do know that Grounded 2 is just released, so just starting to make content on Grounded 1, I'm a bit far behind, I get that, but I personally just love this game, and I love both this game and its sequel, so I just wanted to make a guide. So yeah, you just want to go new game here, just show to create a game. It's pretty simple, but yeah, I recommend that you do not touch creative or custom until you've played the game before. You just want to select mild, medium, or low. I'm just going to select mild because I just prefer to play on mild. I don't like the stress. And the character does not matter, it just changes the voice lines.
Hey, nice to meet you.
I'm just going to choose Max.
My name's
You can name it whatever you want, and there you go. I'm going to be skipping all the cutscenes, but you can watch them if you want.
You can't run from me, you foul beast! You think you have fun
So yeah, yes, this guide will hopefully get you all the way through beating Grounded, and it will. And my plan is to cover builds to take out each of the game's bosses and everything, and
Where am I?
should hopefully be a pretty
Are
thorough
those
guide.
Roots? Nah, can't be.
Yeah, so
Oh, this must be one of those prank TV shows. All right, be cool, Max. You're gonna be famous.
yes, when you get in, make sure you look at the
This
baseball
isn't
so that
looking good,
it actually
Max.
registers. As for it will not register as a location unless you get a good view of it. Something I recommend for everything. And if you open your peeper, which
Looks like that little red thing's itching
the
for
button
a fight.
depends on how you're playing the game, but on PS5 it's
Having a
triangle,
little peek.
it's Y.
Got
On
a new
Xbox
one.
you can peep creatures like so. Get their feature cards. That tells you weak points if they have any, weaknesses, resistances, to help you take them
Hey,
out more
buddy.
effectively.
Clogs now.
Signal detected.
What was that?
Yes, of course, I'm kind of just like
Radio signal?
chasing creatures here and stuff and taking them out, but should probably be a little bit more careful than me, because I'm kind of being a little reckless here.
It's a speedy little green corn pup.
Okay, I'm getting jumped here. I'm getting jumped and I'm kind of stuck. Okay, hold up. I need to get out of here. Okay, so I'm actually gonna come back here because that's I'll come back here in a minute. That's story stuff. I'll come back. But yeah, so just gather some resources like some sprigs, some plant fiber. Maybe grab some mushrooms so you can keep yourself fed, so you don't die of starvation. No, just basic stuff like that.
Whoa, look at the size of that ant. Well, someone had to have set up all this fancy stuff here.
Analyze
But
Peblet,
still, I'm not exactly sure
Sprig.
where this is and what is going on.
and plant fiber.
I should
At least
be
that's
looking
what I
around.
recommend. You can analyze what you want, but that's what I recommend. Make sure you grab these granola bars, but recommend saving them as for they are very good healing items. So I would recommend that you don't touch those for now, because those are quite good and I recommend saving those. But yeah, also, whenever you analyze something, depending on how rare the item is, as you can see, these items are labeled as common. You can see it below the name of the item. It will give you different amounts of brain power, and every time you reach your current goal for brain power, you will unlock some recipes. There's 16 total levels, and there is an achievement for getting brain power level 10, I believe. And if you want to 100% the game, you do need to get all the way to level 16. Yes, this guide won't cover all the milk molars and everything, unless you guys decide that you want to see that. I might do it, but I'm not currently planning on it. I should probably make an axe or something before I go running at an ant, because an ant will bite back.
Wow, what is that?
So this is the mysterious machine.
Showtime.
Press this button right here.
Oh, just like laser
Activate
tag.
it. These two.
Nothing
Attempt to
happened.
activate it.
Looks like the
That's
other
an
two
aphid.
lasers are blocked.
And I personally
After all that
recommend
build up, this big mysterious computer doesn't do anything.
that you try to
Man.
hunt down and kill 2 of them. As for with 2 aphid meat and 10 mite fuzz, you can actually make aphid slippers, which increase your movement speed. I forget by how much, but it increases your movement speed by a decent margin. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm just taking out a bunch of aphids, getting some aphid meat. Any excess meat you get that you don't need to craft, you don't need to craft anything. Aphid meat to get the recipe. You'll get, and for reaching Brain Power level 1, you'll get the Clover Armor recipe, the Pebble Hammer recipe, the Pebble Axe recipe, the Crude Rope recipe, and the Fiber Bandage recipe, as you can see. Of course, you can get that stuff before getting that, but yeah. I always recommend trying to get locations discovered as quickly as possible. This is the candy dispenser. You can open it now if you want by hitting that a couple times, but you can't break these mints right now because you need a level 2 hammer, which we'll probably be getting in like episode 2 or 3. I'll probably show how to get that in like episode 2 or 3 probably.
Gonna have a look around.
Now, these are also very important. Because for this is a dandelion, as you can see, and if you chop it down, second, you chop it down, and you go to where it landed, you can pick up dandelion tufts. They basically work like one-time gliders. So you want to make sure you always have some of these on hand at all times, as for they can be very, very handy and can save your life. Of course, if you're just being careful, then you shouldn't need them too often, but they're just good to have a few, on hand. You know, just in case. And once you can analyze them, I highly recommend you analyze a weed stem and a grass plank. As for, they unlock a lot of analysis, like recipes. So, just give it a minute. There we go. Grass plank's definitely more vital, in my opinion, because it gives you all these recipes, including the workbench, which is like the most vital recipe in the entire game. As for, you can't make like 98% of the recipes in this game without a workbench, so it's a very important recipe. I think I'll just leave the weed stem there, chuck that into Neverland, and I'll just... Do I have a Weevil Nose? Okay, yeah. Yeah, make sure you do get Weevil Nose, and try to get 4 Weevil meat if you want to make a Weevil Shield, which, depending on the person, can make it easier to parry. I personally find it easier, but shields are, it's all up to you if you want to use a shield or not, because with a shield, it makes it so that if you block an attack by holding up your weapon like that, if you have a shield, it would be holding up your shield, then it will fully block all of the damage. Whereas it'll only block, I believe, like half the damage, I believe, if you don't have a shield doing that. However, shields also reduce the damage you deal by 20%. So I personally think it's worth it to take the damage debuff because I find it much easier to parry, but it's up to you whether or not you want to do that. Just make a pebble hammer, then you can break open pebblets here. Break open some pebbles here with pebblets. Just collect a few. And now, As you can see, there are 2 lasers. This one is blocked by grass blade. This one you just have to grab your axe, chop down the grass blade, block the laser, and it'll restore that laser. The next one is a bit more complicated, I'm afraid. I'm afraid the next one's going to be a tiny bit more complicated. And there is some near the lasers, so you don't need to grab it here, but I recommend you grab any sap you see, as for it can be a bit of an annoying resource to get. You need 4 weevil meat for a shield if you decide you want to make a weevil shield. You need 4 meat. Yeah, so just make your way over to the laser here. Aphids have a small chance to drop aphid honeydew, which can be consumed, or you can use it to make a recipe later, but I will explain when we unlock it. Was that a stink bug I just heard?
Let's see. I see you.
Okay, I did not know that guy was there. Be careful of him when you come over here. Be very careful not to run into him, because I guarantee if he sees you, if you don't get away from him, he will kill you. He is much stronger than you, and I guarantee at this point in the game, you will not win if you go into a conflict with him. You will not win. Yeah, so what's complicated about this is you need a torch. So a torch costs 2 sprigs, 1 sap, 2 crude rope, and 3 dried grass chunks. So turns out handily, I don't think this is a coincidence, you can actually find everything you need right by the cave. I find it very hard to believe that that's a coincidence. Yeah, and then for the crude rope, you can just go here, chop down a grass blade, and when you chop grass, there's this thing here, that if you break that, it'll drop a few plant fiber you can craft into crude rope, which you can then make a torch.
Take that, vampires!
To equip it, and you can head into the torch, and head to the cave. Now, if you want to do a much more low budget, but also if you want to do a much quicker but not as effective of a solution, you can just turn your gamma all the way up to 100 in your visual settings, which doesn't work in Unity as well. And it's technically not intended, but if you don't want to go through trouble making a torch, feel free to just take that solution instead. Just break your way through here with a hammer. Break open these rocks here. Grab those tablets.
What the heck?
And you can find some upgrade rocks here. Sturdy quartzite and sturdy marble. There is some grubs burrowing in here. Some resources. Most importantly, this right here.
Scabby, additional flavor scheme available.
Whenever you find one of those, it just means that if you go to the OS, you can change your Scabby color. So like night, for example, this is my personal favorite for right now. And this just changes, it does nothing, it just changes the design of your Scabby menu. And you unlocked the Might Rider color scheme for this. You can use it if you want. I'm just going to go with Scabby Knight for now. But it changes nothing. It's purely cosmetic. Does not change anything that matters. If you think that having a good looking menu matters, then do that. Okay, so this is a good way to explain this. So whenever you kill an enemy, most enemies have a 1% chance to drop a gold card, like what just happened with this gold Weevil card. There's a 1% chance to drop a Weevil card, Weevil gold card. Whenever you get a gold card, if you do not have the creature card for them, so you have to peep them, it will instantly give you the creature card, and the gold card. Here's the thing. Gold cards do not do anything. They do not make you do more damage against the creature. They do not increase your loot chances. They do nothing. They are purely just to brag to your friends that you have more gold cards than they do. So, yeah.
I'm not picky.
Yeah, so once you have dealt with both lasers, just make sure you unequip your torch, by the way. For you do not want to kill your torch, as for it does only work for a certain amount of time. Make sure you keep analyzing stuff. Analyze that. We will meet. And I'll just go with Might Buzz. Make sure you're constantly analyzing things, as for how you unlock recipes, and if you don't unlock recipes, then you can't craft stuff, obviously. Then once you have all 3 lasers, just press this button here, and this animation will play.
Did you hear something that sounded like a big fire-off explosion?
You know, I'm actually kind of surprised that I haven't seen a ladybug yet. Yeah, so by the oak tree, you'll see a big explosion, and you just saw. Oh, there it is. There's a ladybug, and you basically need to go over and investigate that and see what just happened. Now, ladybugs. These are very important here because ladybugs are weak to hammers or busting damage, and they're weak to fresh. They resist stabbing, salty, and spicy, so they do damage type salty and spicy, as well as they resist stabbing or spears. However, their weak points are to use an axe or a sword doing slashing or chopping damage on their legs. Hitting a weak point with the right damage type, if there is one, like hitting the legs with slashing or chopping damage, in this case, will increase the damage dealt. It will make the hit do more damage, obviously. Utilizing one of the weaknesses will make you do more damage on every hit, and utilizing one of the resistances makes you do less damage on every hit, obviously. Ladybugs are not too hard to beat, but they are definitely a challenge. So I'm going to try to see if I can take this down here. I'm going to try. Okay, this is not going well. This is really not going well. I'm going to put that there because I'd really rather not, but I'll have them. I'd really rather not use my granola bars, but I will have to because ladybugs are very important. As for ladybug armor, it is some of the best armor in the game. So the sooner you can get it, the better. If you block at the perfect time, you can parry like that. And I got ladybug head. Nice. We're gonna need 2 of those. 5 parts, okay. But yeah. So ladybug heads are needed for 2 things. The level 2 axe and the ladybug helmet. Both of which are pretty important things we need to make. And when you come to the oak tree, assuming you have a hammer, which hopefully you do, have a hammer by the time you come here, you can break open some acorns with your hammer, get some acorn parts. Now, I will warn you of this just so that you are aware and you are careful. I don't know why he's in there, but there are 3 wolf spider spawns here. If you get attacked by a wolf spider, you are dead. You cannot escape them very easily. However, in case of emergency, I will tell you how you can escape them. If you get attacked by a wolf spider, run to the water. The oak tree, if you check your map, is located right here. where my cursor is. Right there. This is the pond. Just go into the surface of the pond. Don't go too deep as to avoid getting
Come here, you little green
attacked by
sausage.
any water creatures or getting eaten by the koi fish. And just sit in the water until the wolf spider leaves. As for wolf spiders, cannot go in the water. I will show you guys how to beat them later if you want to use my guide on how to do that, because I actually already made a video on that topic on how to beat wolf spiders. I already made a video on that if you want to take them out, but yes, I'm going to be waiting a little bit to take them down, but they are definitely a lot tougher than a lot of enemies you're going to encounter at this point in the game. So, yeah. As you can see, I'm just making sure I grab every location I can. As for once you get enough locations, I believe it might be 30, but I think it's 20 locations, you can unlock a mutation called Natural Explorer. That is a perfect way to segue into explaining how the mutations work. Buckle up, because this is going to be a bit of a lengthy explanation. Mutations are basically perks you can unlock. These are all the mutations. Obviously there's none here because I don't have any unlocked, but these are all the mutations. And you can unlock them via various methods, killing enemies with a specific weapon, beating a specific boss. And then there are some miscellaneous ones, like picking up figurines unlocks mutation. You get you get the first stage for 1 figurine, the second stage for 4 figurines, and the final stage for 7 figurines, as an example. I will explain that mutation once we get it. And there are a lot of mutations. I don't know the exact number, but there is, just count real quick, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 41 mutations in the game. So there is a lot of them, and there are many different ways to unlock them. If you look in the top right corner right above the, not quite the top right corner, but if you look in the top right corner of the mutation menu, and you will notice right above the 6th mutation slot kind of on the grid, you'll notice 0 out of 2 applied, unless you already have one. They'll say 1 out of 2 or 2 out of 2 applied. You can increase this number all the way up to 5. However, the thing is about the mutations, a lot of them, there are some good ones, there are some bad ones, there are some really good ones, there are some really bad ones, and there are some that are just okay. When it comes to mutations, it truly does just come down to how do you want to play the game? Because there truly are mutations for, I think, almost any playstyle, if not any playstyle. So, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, enough about mutations. I'll explain those more once we actually get some. Yeah, so I'm going to build my base right here. If you want to build your base by the oak tree, so you have access to where we're about to go in a minute, then feel free to, but make sure you build it on this side of the juice box. You should build it right on this side. As for wolf spiders, roam at night, and they cannot come past the juice box. Meaning if you are on this side of the juice box, you are safe from them, for the most part. If they see you, they're gonna come for you, and they're gonna go past the juice box. They can come past the juice box if they're hunting something, but if they don't see anything, and they have nothing getting them to go past the juice box, they don't roam past it. So if you want to build by the oak tree, feel free, but I recommend building on that side of the juice box. By the oak tree is one of the best base locations in my opinion. I find it to be a fantastic base location, but build wherever you want.
Oh, it's getting dark. Should probably start to crash.
Yeah, and if you think that parrying seems like really, really hard, and you're never gonna get it right, just keep practicing, keep trying, you'll get it eventually. And we just got the second head we need. Let's go. So, just be careful going over here to this Oak Lab. The Oak Lab, located right here. This is one of the reasons you might want to build here. It's one of the reasons I want to build here, just because the Oak Lab is very important. I don't need 33 pebbles. I can get rid of 3. It's very important because of someone we are going to meet in here. I should just head inside.
This place is getting pinker by the minute. Man.
Go here, and if you've taken down a ladybug and you have ladybug head, analyze that right now. That will get you the ladybug faceplate and the insect axe recipes. These 2 are important. It will also get you the ladybug mount recipe, but the insect axe and ladybug faceplate are the 2 main reasons you want to analyze this. The mounts are not crazy important. They are helpful in certain scenarios, but they're not too important. Analyze ladybug part, again, if you have ladybug parts. If you don't, that is perfectly fine. I'm honestly fighting them really early. I'm not meant to have ladybug parts this early. Then we'll analyze acorn parts. Acorn shell. This is to get a bunch of recipes. Acorn armor, acorn shovel, water container, storage, chest, a bunch of different recipes come from that. It's a very important one. And then there's a tape right here.
I have isolated the source of the particle
I think I missed a tape
irregularities.
earlier
They
by the
appear to be a
space machine.
byproduct of the shrink
If you do want to go back and get it, I believe it was right on the disc in the middle of the
process.
space machine.
If I adjust the machine to account for their existence, it should be the
Okay, I don't have enough storage. Give me 1 second. I don't have enough space in my inventory. I'll just pop this,
key to the
just because I have 1.
expanding
Don't need them
process.
too much. They're really good, but...
Virgil, please bring up the readings for the irregular covalent SNPI 42Z particle traces. Ugh, that name is going to get
This
tiresome.
is the biometric scanner.
And while you're at it, rename all
You can reuse those in a
references to
minute.
the irregular covalent SNPI 42Z particle to raw science.
Yeah, so just walk over to Burgle here and
identified.
help him up.
Require cooking, flipping, or related.
Okay, cut off the tape. Good.
Thanks for the helping hand.
If it didn't cut off the tape and I had to listen to
I
both at
am
once, that'd just suck.
Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot. I am sure this all must be very disorienting for you, but hopefully I can explain.
Now, here's the thing, right? Burgle is going to yap like crazy, and in case you don't believe me, watch this. That's a lot of text. So, if I mash through it, me personally, I'm not listening to all
I
that.
have returned Virgil to his original size.
But if you are playing it for the first time, I do recommend you
appears
read it
that
all,
my
as for it
overall
is
science
quite
containment field
important.
is working at 99% effectiveness.
98.5%.
And this is the ASL terminal. Can I
Right.
cut off the tape? I don't really want to listen to these. I can. Okay, good. Now, this is the science shop. Purchase the smithing station and the cooking 101. Now, as you can see here, we can purchase Meat Shield for 3,000 raw science. This is a mutation that increases our max health by 50. So without any health upgrades, that increases your max health by 50%. Now, that is a science shop. Raw science can be obtained through various methods, including the next method I'm about to show you, the Burgle Apprentice quests. Press refill quest, it shows you how at the bottom, and you get these quests. Craft an acorn shovel, kill 5 grubs, build roasting spit, so on and so forth. Press this button, and oh, kick the aphid. Alright. So, yeah, so as you probably noticed
Nice
earlier,
snooter,
that I
dude.
didn't actually point out, but Max mentioned, well, it's getting dark out here, I should probably find some place to crash. He said that and everything. That, your character will say something along the lines of that, basically saying, go to sleep. At around, I believe at around 16 o'clock. Like 16. So, So if you can't do the math, that'd be around 4 o'clock, which is a little wild, I won't lie, saying that at 4 o'clock. I don't know what time of year it is, but I don't know what time of year it is that it's getting dark out at 4 o'clock. But, so I'm just gonna see if I can just get through here. Lean-tos are quite easy to make. You just need, I believe, 2 sprigs and 3 clover leaves, so it is quite easy to make them. Just get rid of some tablets, I don't need 30 tablets. And clover leaves are also how you make, surprise surprise, clover armor. I know, groundbreaking. I do need to make a workbench, and I will in a minute. You need grass planks for that. Yeah, so just got your inventory here. I didn't see there's a bunch of armor here. Aphid slippers, I'm gonna make in a minute. Just go down. Just get rid of all these exclamation marks and everything. Lean-to. Just place it there. And say a respawn point and go to sleep. It'll play this little animation of the time flying by with a pan out of the yard. And boom. Setting respawn point of lean-to is also actually a burgle quest. See, a lot of the burgle quests will just come naturally from playing the game, and you don't need to do too much to get it to work. Now, this is a dewdrop. To get a dewdrop, as you see on this grass blade, just hit the grass blade with literally anything, it can even be your fists, and it'll drop the dewdrop so you can drink it.
I'm not picky.
Yes, if you do want to just have just the great feeling of having a mutation, if you want, you can just farm breaking grass blades to get the Grassmaster mutation, but it's not a very useful mutation as for it's very niche, so I'd suggest just waiting until you get a mutation normally. Yeah, so just make aphid slippers if you have the stuff. As for they'll just increase your movement speed. And now I'm just going to make clover armor because acorn is good, but the problem with acorn armor is they changed the recipe not too long ago. I don't remember what updated it was, but not too long ago, I mean a few updates ago. They changed the recipe because before it was just acorn shells, mite fuzz, and crude rope and stuff. But now the mask takes that. The chest plate needs berry chunks, which are from the hedge, and the acorn leg plates need algae from the pond. The algae is not a big deal. Algae, you can just swim down to the pond like this. Boom, algae right here. Boom and boom. Keep a tadpole while I'm here. That's the koi fish. Koi fish is pretty much omnipotent in this game. Can do whatever it wants, no repercussions, and at this point in the game, if it sees you, it'll make that sound. It just makes that sound occasionally too to scare you, but if it sees you, it'll make that. It'll like grumble like that. Like, what do you call that sound? Yeah, it'll make a sound like that, and it will come towards you and open its mouth, ready to swallow you. So, yeah, make an acorn. I'll make acorn legs and acorn headpiece, but I'm not going to make the chest plate because I'm not going all the way to the hedge for that. It's not really worth it in my opinion. If you want to use acorn armor, then feel free, but I just don't think it's worth the hassle to make the acorn chest piece. I think it's just too much work. Especially considering you can make the ladybug chest plate with berry leather and flower petals, which is just so much better than the acorn chest plate. It's just so much better. Like, it's not even close. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna make a clover poncho, 6 clover leaves and 3 crude rope. And grab some stuff there. If you want to go with just the full Cobra armor set, then feel free, but I will warn you that it does not do a very good job at protecting you. It's light armor, so it is very bad at protecting you. However, credit where credit is due, the whole armor set on each piece has Tenderfoot defense. This, I believe, makes you take 5% per piece less damage from tier 1 creatures. So Cobra armor is actually a very good option. If you want to go from Cobra armor to Red Ant armor, this is a very good option because Red Ants are tier 1 creatures. I just realized that I have not been peeping much. As you can see, if I just go here, I'll just take this guy out real quick. I'm going to charge tactics on him, do that, and boom. Red Ant down. But yeah. Some other things you want to build pretty soon are Roasting Spit. If you decide to build your base here, put down a water container by the straw like that, so that it will just start to collect some dew. 2 crude open, 1 cold leaf, okay. Yeah, and also if you want to check everything you need, you can just open this menu on Xbox and PS5. I believe it's up on the D-pad. Switch 2. So you can just see everything you need to get. So you can get everything in one. Also, so you need 2 crude rope. Do I have that? 2 crude rope, nice. 1 clover leaf. Yeah, so it's just useful to utilize the tools you were given. 3 sprigs. You can find some sprigs here. And since I'm here, I might as well explain. This is a milk molar. They are level 2 resources that you need a level 2 hammer to break. Level 2 resource, level 2 hammer. Don't know why I need to say that. But basically, whenever you break a milk molar, this is not a normal resource. As for when you break it, you will be able to basically walk into the core of it, which this sounds weird, but whenever you walk into the core, you get a milk molar added to your stash, or whatever you want to call it, and you can use milk molars to increase a bunch of different stats. You can increase your max health, your max stamina, you can decrease your hunger and thirst drain rate. Be careful over here because there are a few stink bugs here. You can increase your max mutations. However, the max mutation upgrades are significantly more expensive. As for they cost 3 for 3 milk molars and 4 milk molars and 5 milk molars. But yeah, so just feel free to do that. Yeah, I will say though, one thing that I would highly recommend, no matter how good you are at the game, is make ladybug armor. You can find the flower petals you need for the chest plate and the greaves right here, right by the oak tree. Just watch for orb weavers and orb weaver juniors while you grab the flower petals. As for there are some spawns
Gonna have a look
right
around.
here. You can tell by the webs if they're spiders. 10 petals should be more than enough for the armor set. I don't know how many exactly you need. I'll check right now. 6 petals. You need 6 petals to make the whole armor set. So yeah, I'm just gonna cook this aphid meat and stuff off camera. I'll make the acorn shovel probably off camera. Won't do too much I won't do any important stuff. And then I'll catch you in a episode 2. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Or night, if you're watching this at night. So yeah. There's a shovel, by the way. Yay. Replace that. Inventory, and there we go. Roasting spit is backwards. Seems like it doesn't matter, but it changes the order in which they roast. But yeah, so I can't change it to view carrot from the front. Can you please stop making noise? I'm trying to do my outro. Yeah, so thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you did enjoy, then please feel free to like and subscribe. It's completely free and it helps out the channel a ton. And you can undo it at any time. So, yeah. See ya.